Dirt late model bodies were a big topic of conversation when the 2024 season started, and the National Series were paying attention. I've got details today on a plan to straighten things out a bit, plus a Hudson O'Neal update, a sprint car driver news, and more. Let's go. It's Monday, April 22nd. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Do you own and operate equipment like maybe Kubota equipment? Are you tired of the constant struggle to keep track of your equipment's maintenance schedules and usage? Enter the myKubota app. It's your ultimate solution with its real-time monitoring, maintenance reminders, and diagnostic alerts. myKubota empowers you to manage your equipment with ease. Bid farewell to breakdowns and welcome efficiency with open arms. Download the myKubota app today and revolutionize the way you manage your equipment. Kubota for those who demand the best. You can find the myKubota app in the Apple app and Google Play stores. You can scan the QR code on your screen, which is right about there, or you can click the links below in the video description here on YouTube. Back in January, we did a daily show about how manipulated dirt late model bodies have become, and we did that show after this photo of Devin Moran's car started making the rounds in the days following a practice/test day at Golden Isles. This is a Chris Anderson photo that I'm sure a lot of you have probably already seen. We obviously shared it on that daily show. And that daily show from January got a bunch of attention. It's actually the third most viewed daily show we've done in 2024 with nearly 40,000 views. In that show, we talked about the bodies and how they reminded me of the early to mid 2000s NASCAR Cup cars that were very twisted and skewed to take full advantage of aerodynamics while the car was in yaw. When NASCAR officials use templates on the bodies, they fit because the templates themselves were only specific to that section of the car's body. So the incredibly gifted fabricators and body hangers were able to do some pretty wild stuff. And then in response to do something about it, NASCAR created a whole car template that many referred to as the claw. It was literally lowered down on top of the car. But now these days, there's a sophisticated camera system that scans the bodies into a computer that then looks to see if they're meeting the thresholds. This is obviously with the next gen car. Dirt late model bodies going this direction has drawn the ire of some around the industry, some competitors, some fans, and a lot of it has to do with the costs associated with learning what works, talking about wind tunnel time and things like that, and also the potential for dirty air to then cause what might be worse racing. And we've been watching this same discussion about dirty air play out in sprint car racing this season in connection to the wicker bills on the sprint car wings. Cleaner air for the trailing cars would hopefully result in more passing. It means more air on the nose, a little bit more traction, more grip. So why am I bringing up dirt late model bodies again? Well, it's because one series is starting to work on a way to try and control them. In that January show, we talked about the only likely solution being some sort of full body template, and that's what appears to be in the works. This past weekend at the Talladega Short Track, World of Outlaws officials had a set of templates they were using on cars with the intent of trying to control the skew. I've seen several photos of the setup and the process, and I've been told it's actually quite complex. They have a system of square tubing that fits together, which includes some parts of the template that go all the way to the ground. Cars were being checked on a concrete pad, and one set of bars can be seen going across the hood right behind the airbox, with another running perpendicular from the center of the windshield down to the nose. The photos I've seen aren't mine to share, although I don't think this is any sort of big secret. The process at Talladega was really happening out in the open. But so you can get a picture of what I'm talking about, here is a really poor Photoshop job of what was shared with me. You can kind of see the bar going across behind the airbox like I was talking about, plus, from the center of the windshield down to the nose, and then some of the stuff that was kind of on the ground. Supposedly, this system made its first appearance during the MLRA weekend at Wheatland, and it sounds like it could be on hand when the Lucas Series goes to Georgetown on Friday. From what I gather from the various conversations with industry people I've had in the last 24 hours or so, this is still a work in progress, but it's very much in response to what we've seen from some cars this season, including Moran's Double Down 99 machine. Opinions seem to be a bit mixed on this particular approach and if it's the right way forward, but I don't think you can really fault the series for taking a look at this, especially if they believe the racing is being hurt. I just hope all involved are being cognizant of costs and how this will affect local and regional racers, because we don't have the local and regional racers, we don't have the national racers. I don't know that I'd expect any imminent rule changes, but I could see something like this being implemented down the road or maybe for 2025. But interesting stuff. Obviously gives you an idea of this kind of constant cat and mouse game between the teams and the series when it comes to rules and trying to legislate all of this. While we wait for an announcement on Hudson O'Neal's future, he did share a photo of what appears to be his ride for this upcoming Lucas weekend. This photo was shared late on Saturday to Facebook, so obviously Longhorn confirmed. No other details included, though. There are rumblings this is some sort of family-owned deal with support from Longhorn and Kevin Rumley. O'Neal had driven for Rumley in the interim after parting with the Rocket House Car team. This won't be the first time that O'Neal is exclusively in a Longhorn, as Kyle McFadden recently mentioned in a story at flowracing.com. O'Neal spent 2019 in a Longhorn and won some big races that season, including the Jackson 100. But again, we'll continue waiting to see what the official announcement is. One sprint car news item for you. The Beaver Racing 12X team announced yesterday they have parted with driver Carson McCarl. The pairing had made just 3 starts together this season, including World of Outlaws shows at 81 Speedway and US 36. And then this past Saturday night, they raced at the Salina High Banks with High Limit. That was after the Knoxville show on Saturday was canceled. McCarl had yet to make a feature in any of those events with a best finish of 8th in a B-main. The team said they are looking for new driver options to continue their season. Their original schedule had them racing this weekend at Knoxville against the Outlaws. We'll see if they find a driver in time. Before we close out today, I just wanted to share that you guys are absolutely busted. I have so many of you throughout the course of the life of this show in my comments talking about how terrible NASCAR is and that you don't watch it anymore, but I know the truth. Every Sunday when I post a daily show, I watch my views dip when the Cup race starts and then suddenly spike just as soon as the Cup race is over. And that was true yesterday as well. I shared this screen grab to social media on Sunday evening, which shows a 60-minute window of views right around when the Cup race ended. I'll let you take a look at this and decide when exactly you think the Cup race got over. I'm sure that because I mentioned NASCAR earlier in the bit about dirt late model bodies, there will undoubtedly be a comment or two on this show talking about how terrible it is that dirt late model racing is trying to be like NASCAR and do rules and templates and things like this. There might even be something like a NAPCAR mention or something else derogatory. And that's fine, but I know the truth. And the truth is that you guys are watching NASCAR. And you know what? That's totally cool. I like watching all forms of motorsports myself. I spent a decent bit of the afternoon yesterday watching the IndyCar GP of Long Beach. I just like racing, and you know what? It's okay if you do too. That's it for the Daily Show today. Make sure to stop by DIRTRACKR.com to see all the latest news and stories around from around the sport. You can also check out the analytics section. You can sign up for our free email newsletter, The Slider. You can check out the shop. Lots of stuff over at DIRTRACKR.com. I hope you guys have a great Monday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.